everybody, welcome to another episode of Coming Up Milhouse. And today we watched Season 7, Episode 14, Scenes from the Class Struggle in Springfield.
This is a Marge heavy episode because Marge gets a little bit of taste of the good life.
If it were a suit we could all wear, maybe, then...
Come on, Mom, you never treat yourself to anything.
Oh, sure I do. I treated myself to a Sanka not 3 days ago. But this is a real find.
Just buy it. You don't have to rationalize everything.
All right, I will buy it. It'll be good for the economy.
So Marge gets a slight taste of that in this episode for sure.
And I kind of think they're a little bit of fish out of water. You're going to take Homer and try to put him in the upper crust scene of all the rich people. Right. You're going to get some funny stuff happen, I think. Good idea for an episode. So why don't we do our thing, kick it off with lines. Give me your favorite line number one.
Oh, it's tough. And I think that they're going to be probably pretty Marge heavy this episode for me. So I'm going to go with, we can't afford to shop at any store that has a philosophy for line number one. Because their TV breaks, and that's the start of the episode, and then they are, Lisa wants to go to the nature store for a TV that's shaped like something, and Bart wants to go to, Sharper Image for a TV that's shaped like a 50s diner, and they can't afford any of that because those stores have philosophies behind them, and so they're heading to good old Ogdenville, which seems to take over 600 miles to get to if you read the signs and add up the mileage, but that's where all of the fun shenanigans start for this episode for sure.
I dig it.
What about you?
Well, my first line comes after Marge has decided they are going to go to this country club she got invited to, and she's sprucing the family up, right? She's making sure they're all looking their best, and she lines them all up. And she takes a look at what Homer's wearing, and she says, Homer, I don't think you should wear short-sleeve shirts with a tie. And Homer says, oh, but Sipowicz does it. If Detective Sipowicz would jump off a cliff, would you do that too? And Homer's like, I wish I was Sipowicz. And that's a little bit of topical humor. I'm wondering if some of you non-90s listeners would know who Sipowicz was. But he was one of the main characters on NYPD Blue. I used to watch NYPD Blue religiously, at least the first few seasons of it. And Sipowicz was great. So a Sipowicz joke in The Simpsons.
You had to write it down. I figured you were going to go for that line for some reason.
Probably because when we watched this, I was cracking up.
That's true. And repeating it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, boy.
What do you got for two?
So, line two is also a Marge line. You had your debutante balls and skinny dipping, and I had my shoe repair course. And that was when she ran into the person that she went to high school with, and Marge is wearing this pink Chanel suit that she found on clearance for $90 in the Ogdenville outlet stores, discounted from $2,800, and everybody is giving her some great attention, and she doesn't get that quite attention in the green dress that she wears.
Yep.
And so this acquaintance from high school
that I knew nothing about in high school.
Yes.
You've come a long way from the girl I knew nothing about.
So then, of course, she gets invited to the country club, and then that's the majority of the episode is at the country club.
Yep, not much of a subplot in this one. It's all country club stuff. All right, well, my next line is, you there, fill it up with petroleum distillate and re-vulcanize my tires post-haste. So that scene where she runs into the girl from high school. The girl from high school did not know how to fill her own gas tank up because she's too big of a big shot and has butlers do that or whatnot. So Marge is showing her how to do it. She goes away, and then Burns pulls up in his little, not even a Model T. I don't even know what this thing is. It's like the first car ever built.
Yes.
by, I don't know, after the Civil War or something. And he wants some petroleum distillate. Post haste. Love it.
Good old scene in there.
Yeah.
Speaking
All
of
right.
scenes,
Yeah.
what's your favorite scene?
My scene is going back to what you said in your line, but it's actually when they get to the Ogdenville Outlet Mall to buy their TV. They end up at the appliance zone, which says your green market superstore. They're not green. I messed it up. Your gray market superstore. They're not even on the black market. They're on the gray market. And they're looking at TVs, and they got a genuine magnet box,
A magnet box.
a Panaphonics,
Yep,
and a Sony.
I know those brands.
And they end up going with the Carnival. But that salesman guy, I love him because he's like saying the stupidest stuff.
And
And
Homer's
Homer's
falling
falling like plastic casing to prevent fall apart or something. That's so ridiculous. I love it.
I also wrote that scene down as a
it's
contender,
told you,
but
see.
no, that's okay. I had a backup just because I figured you were on line with that one. So I'm gonna go with when Marge is wearing this pink suit, and she's been wearing it for a few days, and a couple of the snooty ladies at the country club are making comments about changing suits and, just kind of picking on Marge for wearing the same suit constantly. And so Marge is trying to change it. She changes it into a vest and culottes, and she's looking for something new to wear, but they really don't have the money to go buy yet another outfit. She goes back to Ogdenville to try and find a steal like that, doesn't, and so she ends up in Patty and Selma's house. And that's my favorite part of the episode, is because she's trying to borrow clothes from her sisters, who they are not the same clothing size as Marge, not the same body type as Marge, and she's trying on some vinyl outfits and some that are very scantily clad, and some that are she's just swimming in the top. The bust area is just not form-fitting to Marge at all, and so that's just really funny. Some of them have cigarettes burns in them that they're just saying, oh, we'll just patch it with our vinyl repair kit and things like that. So not the best place to go if you want to borrow a dress.
No, and it's like going to Patty and Selma for like high-end clothing is like going to McDonald's for a 4-course steak dinner. Okay, you're not gonna get it.
Nope. So that was pretty great.
I love it. All right, takes us to winners and losers. How do you want to do that
And
this time?
losers. Let's go with your loser this episode.
My loser is Krusty the Clown. Because Krusty's at the country club golfing. He almost gets run over, and then he does get beamed on the head with a golf club, and he gets trampled on.
Yep.
There you go.
Loser.
Loser. I got more to say. That just pretty much says itself. What do you got for me?
I went with Fritz, who was one of the staff members at the country club, because one of the kids at the country club was really mad at Fritz for making a bologna sandwich instead of an abalone sandwich, and so he got schooled a little bit in front of others, so I felt bad for Fritz.
Yeah, Fritz, that kid needs to
Learn some
manners. That's right, because he didn't deserve to have that bologna sandwich thrown in his face.
Nope,
That's
not
cool.
at all.
All right, though,
What
winners.
about your winner?
My winner is Cletus.
Of course it is. Cletus.
Oh, did you get Cletus?
That's all right. I have a backup.
So, of course, Marge, she can't keep wearing the same Chanel suit every time she sees these big shots. And she's just mangled it with all the trying to change it all up and down. So she gets frustrated and goes back to the Ogdenville dress store looking for another deal. And all she gets told is they got a shipment of slightly burnt Sears activewear coming in, and Cletus jumps on that. how soon and how burnt. So I get the sense that he ended up with some slightly burnt Sears activewear for his plethora of kids, as you've seen, and then that pretzel episode where he named them all took like 5 minutes.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So I'm thinking Cletus, he got a deal.
He also got some good deals earlier. He was trying to help Brandine find some new clothes, and she
didn't fit with Dairy Queen.
Nope, didn't fit with her job at all. So it was Cletus popped in, and I appreciated that for this episode. But since you went with Cletus, I'm gonna go with Mr. Burns, and primarily because he's been thinking he's the best golfer for years and years and years, and it's only because he has Smithers. And so he's a winner because he has Smithers devoted to his side in pretty much every episode of The Simpsons. And Smithers is cheating at golf for Mr. Burns and making Mr. Burns think that he's the best when really he's not good at all at golf. Homer actually seems to be better than Mr. Burns, but Smithers is running ahead to the green and putting the MB stamped Monty Burns stamped balls on the green, or sometimes even in the hole, to indicate that he's the best. So who knows how many years that's been going on, but they did mention Nixon in the episode, so I feel like it's been going on for a while.
For quite a bit, yeah. And didn't Smithers say something like, the alleged decades of cheating?
Yes.
But he got away with it.
Yep. So.
And he even made Homer cake at the end, right?
Oh my goodness. Yes. So that was season 7, episode 14. And that's available on some streaming services if you care to watch it, or if you happen to have a DVD or have a library nearby that you can go and borrow the DVDs for free. Feel free to catch up and watch the episodes. And feel free to comment any lines, any favorite scenes, anything like that below. Let us know what you have to say about this episode. And until next time,
Jiminy Jillikers!
I want to see what's on the other broadcast. Where's the oscillator on this thing?
No, Grandpa, no!
God darn it! What does this do? Oh, I'll make my adjustments here and...